Alrighty, guys. Well, my name is Luke, the founder of Vanta. I'm here with one of our amazing clients, Christopher, who is the founder of Zafari. So, Christopher, before we jump in here, obviously there's a lot of other marketing agencies watching. If you could just give a quick rundown on obviously who you guys help and maybe what services you help those clients with, that'd be great.
Sure, happy to help with that question. Great question. So we are an agency. We've been around for about 26 years, and we help B2B clients. And those clients typically consist of architects, engineers, designers, general contractors. But we also work with heavy industrial and manufacturing clients and manufacturing and heavy industrial sites. And sometimes it might be referred to as industrial sites. So that is the bulk of what we do. But we also do work with some smaller types of clients, psychotherapists and physicians of different types.
Love it. Great rundown there. Now, the first thing I really want to get into here is in terms of how you guys were acquiring clients before. What were the main mechanisms that you were using to actually bring on new clients? Was it referrals? Were you doing your own outreach? What did that kind of look like internally for you guys prior to us working together?
Yeah, another great question. So historically speaking, for the past at least 20 years, our clients simply found out about us somehow, whether it was through an acquaintance, whether it was through our networking in person that we did. We've got a great reputation. And so people would just introduce us to other people that they felt would be a good fit for us. And that's worked wonderfully. And we'd still get that. One of the reasons why we started working with you and trying some other things as well is because we are in a growth stretch right here. We have identified some clear goals for our practice, and in order to do that, we need more than just referrals.
Totally. And what would be great to dive into is what are you finding the kind of main differences are now between previously when it was just all word of mouth we were getting our clients versus now those calls are just coming to us, booked on your calendar, done for you. What are you kind of seeing there and the differences in terms of the consistency in which we can close deals with or the number of clients we're bringing on monthly? What are kind of the main, obviously, difference we see between before and after stay here?
Well, that's another really intelligent question. So typically, when a referral comes to us from a client, they're coming from larger accounts, and they're also referring us to larger accounts.
Sure.
So one of those scopes would be significantly larger than, just a general inquiry that comes in. What we see with the work that we're doing with you is kind of across the board. We see people that are, lower end in terms of their budgets, in terms of their ad spend and whatnot they have to work with. What we see also, though, are more astute clients that actually have some budgets to work with to affect the changes that they want to. Sometimes it's not always, and this is specifically with the people that we've been working with through your agency. What we've been seeing is a lot of people that want more business, they need more business. They're very unfamiliar with the world of marketing and how that works. What does it mean? What does it require in terms of investment? So they're less astute about that. Some of the bigger accounts, through our work with you, they do have that understanding, but not as deep of an understanding as some of our larger corporate and manufacturing clients.
Totally. That would make sense. Obviously, coming from referral, that company would have talked to your client. Obviously, learned a little bit more of what you had learned about him. So that makes sense there. Now, getting obviously into numbers, what people care about most. Obviously, over the last couple months, we've closed 4 clients here, rough ballpark, added around 60K in contractual revenue added in terms of that. What are the kind of main benefits that we've seen there in terms of having those calls just on the calendar? Is that maybe on pace of what we were doing previously? Is that more of what we were doing previously? What's kind of been the difference there? And let's just call it volume in total, if that makes sense.
Do you mean with the pace of calls that have been coming in
Correct,
before working with you and after working with you?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so the pace has increased. There's a lot more calls. there's a lot of people that aren't prepared for the conversation and don't even show up. That's going to happen with any situation. The pace has increased, and I'm interested in dialing in more to have conversations with people that are a bit more astute and are ready to close and to move forward.
Totally.
A lot of these people go into a think about it phase, and that's not really working for us. So we continue to work with your team to tweak that and to do that.
Absolutely. And in terms of that, what obviously a lot of agency owners come to us with initially is they get hit up by people all the time saying, hey, we can help you get more sales. We can help you get more leads. Mm-hmm. Before working with us directly, did you have any experience with working with other companies in that realm, or was this kind of the first stab at it with you?
No, we've worked with others in this realm.
Okay.
And we have had success with that.
Makes sense.
So yeah, the other agency that we worked with is a different model completely. And we did sign on a very significant client through that effort. And it absolutely more than paid for the fees to acquire that kind of client. And they will turn into a long-term client. And most of our clients, in any case, are with us for a long term, anywhere from 10 to literally 24 years.
Crazy.
We had clients that have been with us that long and are still with us.
No churn. That's what we like to hear.
There's always some churn, a little bit. One of our longtime engineering firms, they were acquired by a large national engineering firm. Great for them, but they crafted their marketing with us and their web presence that helped them build their practice to a level to where their clientele was pretty significant, clients like Boeing and Bosch. So, of course, a larger firm is going to want to absorb that.
Totally. And one of the last questions here that obviously, very rightfully so, a ton of people have is they hear about getting leads and that's great. They need more sales calls, but the big question is always quality of calls. So in your frame there, if a marketing agency was watching here and their question mainly is about quality of leads, what would kind of be your take on that? Obviously, your experience working with us directly in terms of the actual quality of calls being booked there.
I would say that the high quality calls are about at a 30% rate out of the 100% of the amount of lead calls that we have. I would say that the no-show rate is pretty high. I would say that's around 30%, but I'd have to look at specific numbers to be fair. And I would say, the other remaining percentage are leads that are not prepared. Mm-hmm. They have ideas, they have big dreams, but they couldn't even swing a $7,500 starting point.
Yeah.
Which, for people who are in business at the level that they want to be, most of that is smaller businesses that have challenges with that, but some of them are larger, into the technical term of a medium business. They just don't realize what it takes to do marketing, and they think they can do it, but they know they can't do it, so they're kind of in a catch-22.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. Well, in terms of that, the last question that I always obviously have for you is, as I said, other agency owners will be watching this here. If anyone has perhaps had a sales call with our team and is maybe on the fence about working with us, is there anything obviously you could give them in terms of maybe a little push that you used and maybe bit that pushed you over the fence to obviously start working with us here at Avanta?
Absolutely. So I would recommend that if there is an agency that is interested in possibly working with you, that absolutely give it a try. And the reason I say give it a try is because if you don't, you're not going to be doing anything in this vein unless you choose something wildly different. But you'll find out very quickly how it works for you. But a lot of this depends on your performance as well. Totally. Your performance to have an engaged conversation once the lead shows up, qualify them quickly, and even sometimes it's important, I would say, to do your background check on the lead notice that comes in and to identify, does this does this lead seem like they might be a good fit in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can save your time
Yeah.
and save on the investment by not meeting with them. You don't have to take every appointment, and pay attention to the behaviors of the leads. If they're engaged, good chance it's going to be a good conversation, but you don't know if that's going to convert or not. But you have to have a good method of sales conversation communication.
Totally.
So that's what I would say.
Agreed. The sales system is a big part of it. Obviously, that's why we give our sales process to clients there. But other than that, I super appreciate your time here, Christopher, and it is always a pleasure to talk to clients. And as always, we appreciate you being on camera and letting us know your experience, so we can obviously share that with other agency owners as they come through.